So, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week, whatever you call it. It's a beautiful day, man. It's a nice day to be alive. It's a great day to be blessed, like always, of course. I want to share a story with y'all, man. Yesterday was my anniversary with my wife. 4 years of marriage, 9 years altogether. And let me tell you about the best anniversary I've ever had in my life. You see, some people tend to measure things based on what's tangible. So whatever I can possess and provide and you can receive, then that is how we calculate and manage, I guess, love, right? We kind of treat it as a currency, as a business, and that's cool. To some people that's how they receive love. I happen to find myself in a position where financially I wasn't flourishing how I wanted to be able to provide what I felt like my wife deserves for an anniversary. But I did have some essential things, some pasta, some shrimp, some chicken, and I discussed it with my wife. I explained to her that I really felt terrible that I was unable to take her out on a fancy dinner or buy her a really nice, shiny, sparkly gift. And, she just told me that spending time with me would make it, make it special. And that felt cool. And we actually sat down and, we talked a lot when we were in the kitchen. We cooked together, which we usually don't do. We usually kick each other out. And it was fun. And then when we were having our dinner, we did chill some wine. We never even opened the wine. We didn't rely on anything else to help us open up with each other. And sometimes even the strongest of relationships do need a little tune-up, do need a little fire. So we work really hard, and I'm hardly ever home, and it's hard for me to always see her, so we don't get to catch up as often as we should. But what made the anniversary dinner date or whatever so special, it wasn't the fact that my wife and I were conversing again and actually talking about life, is that we have taken on a grander role within our own church community. And the fact that we were able to sit down and talk about God and talk about God's love and how it worked in us, it made that night so special. We shared our favorite worship songs with each other, and I know y'all see I'm tearing up a little bit, and low-key it's a little embarrassing, but that's the greatest anniversary I've ever had, because it showed me that we took a greater step, and there's no way now that this can be broken. So here I am trying to find little cute things to do, little fun facts of everything that's happened in November since the past 9 years that we've been together. I broke it down to how many seconds we've been together, and that was cool, and that was all great. The dinner was amazing. The shrimp pasta was great. The soda was a little flat, and I didn't care. But what I love the most is that we were intimate, and it wasn't even physical. I was lusting for her soul and for her mind. And that's when you realize that it's real. And every single person here, everyone watching this, is capable of also receiving that. All it takes is just one small step of acceptance. And whether you believe in God, whether you believe in the universe, or whatever it is, you got to open up that door to your heart. And you got to open up that door with honesty. And you got to look at yourself and realize that you're worth something. And until you realize how much you're worth, nobody else around you is going to see that. So I'm glad that I've always had that instilled in me, and I'm glad that I was able to show my wife how much she's worth. And I'm glad that we both together found our way back into God's way, because it helped us strengthen our value and our views within ourselves, but it also helped open doors for greater opportunities. And I wouldn't be able to be who I am now had I not had my wife walk alongside me. And I think I'm pretty safe to say that she probably wouldn't be the same way had I not been in her life either. But there's one thing that stands greater over all of that, and is that neither one of us would even be able to meet each other and be who we were had it not been for God's love, for us actually experiencing that. So out of all the 9 years that we've been together, all the fancy dinners, all the Jordan shoes and Coach items, and Pandora bracelets and charms, out of all the things that I've ever gotten, out of all the greatest ideas that I've ever come up with to surprise my wife, to have her anniversary, the one thing that was really not just planned, we just had to settle for what we had. That's what made it extremely special, because it was just me and her. My daughter was with her grandma, so it's not like we gave her like Benadryl and told her to go to sleep. We don't do that either. It was a joke, guys. But that's what was awesome. It was just my wife, myself, some dinner, some candles, and we talked about God. And that's not what I've expected at all. And honestly, it wasn't even really something that I planned. I wanted to have a nice dinner, talk to her a little bit, and then just get to it the way, anniversaries usually go. Go to the bedroom, share some, intimate time in the bedroom, and it was our minds, it was our souls that got intimate, and we allowed for our love to subside for just, for those, it was actually an hour, like it was 2 hours, like hour and a half, 2 hours. So for those 2 hours, the love that we have for each other was really irrelevant, because we were talking about a love that was even greater than that. We were talking about somebody who we loved more than we loved each other, and that was God. And that really touched my heart. So I'm really thankful for that. And I just wanted to, one, share this because it's awesome, it's very special, and I feel really happy about it. But second of all, to encourage you all to find that love. And I'm not telling you that you have to go on Plenty of Fish or Christian Mingle or anything like that. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about looking at yourself, analyzing what you consider flaws, and accepting wholeheartedly that you are a work in progress, and seeing that vision and trusting the process. Once you start letting that happen, everything else, and I'm so serious, everything else can and will fall into place. Once you start seeing yourself with a different light, other people start seeing you with a different light. And I myself wouldn't have been able to do that had I not opened up my heart and let God work through me. So all I'm asking you to do is open up your heart and just give love a chance. And I don't mean love with another person. I don't mean love in a relationship, marriage, sexual way. That's not exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about love in its most purest form, and it's unconditional. So love yourself despite how much you got paid. Love yourself despite how torn your clothes may be. Love yourself despite you having only one pair of shoes. Love yourself despite you being overweight. Love yourself over all those things, because the way I was brought up is that I was made in the image of God. So if God is perfect and amazing, why am I not? Right? So I started accepting myself, loving myself for who I am. And I started realizing that I wanted to eat better. I wanted to dress more appropriate. I wanted to let my confidence ooze out more. I wanted to get a better job. I wanted to save more money. And it all happened because I love myself. So I'm like, man, I am beautiful. I'm not perfect, but I am beautiful. And I can get more beautiful. And I'm doing that. And I'm so happy that I have somebody alongside me who sees it, understands it, and agrees with it as much as I do. So for you that's watching this right now, I pray that you allow love to work through you. And I pray that you find yourself in a good place where all these things can manifest. If you want to talk more about it, if you want me to take you to a place where you can manifest this even further, private message me. If you want to talk more, if you want me to share more stories with you, if you want me to even help you by praying, I'm in a process of changing and adapting and becoming a better person. And I want as many people to come along with me as they can. So I love you all. God bless you. And just remember, love is the answer. Bless up.